Hi, this is Scott from GuitarAndBass.com. Today, I'd like to talk about how to make your rhythm playing a little more interesting. If you're wanting to know how to expand what you do on your right hand, then this video is going to begin to address that, and there'll be some series of videos that follow that will go in deeper to what we can do with the right hand to make these chords sound even better than what they are sounding. First, let's talk about timing though. It's really important that before you try to move on to more complex things in the right hand, that you have a really good sense of timing, right? or are able to play in time. Well, one way to check that is to use a metronome. All right, so we're going to just try that real quick. I have a metronome, it's set at 80. We're going to see if we can keep a steady beat. All right, and I'm just going to mute out the left hand and pretend my guitar is a drum. All right, so let's just see if we can keep a steady beat. After this video, grab your metronome and you can try it too. All right, I'll say check on that. So you do that too, that's important. If you're not there yet, if you're not able to do a down strum with the metronome and stay in time, spend some time there first. It's going to make what comes next a lot easier and less frustrating. So let's talk about how to make the rhythms more interesting. Think of it this way. Think of a box or a container that has 4 spaces in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're even spaces. That's where our down strum is. That's where the metronome is, beating. Click, 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 click. In music, that's our beat or pulse. And we divide that beat and pulse into what are called measures. We'll call them boxes or containers. But in 4/4 meter or 4/4 time, we have 4 places for the beat to land. So we're going to start there. And with the first box, we're going to subdivide it. All right, it means we're going to take that box and break it into 2 smaller chunks. And the sound's going to be shorter. It's going to equal 1 full sound, something like this. So I'm subdividing that first box into 2 smaller sounds. So 1 and 2, 3, 4. I'll do a down strum and then an up strum. Now my up strum is not going to grab all the strings. All right, I'm just going to grab the bottom 2 or 3 or whatever I can grab. All right, it's a quick kind of flick of the wrist. All right, so I'm going to subdivide that first box. You can try it on the metronome and practice that. Do it without the chords first. Once you feel like you've got a handle on it, then add your chords. I'm going to use a G, a D, an E minor, and a C. All right, I've just subdivided the first box. Let's move that to the second box. So I'll have down, down, up, down, down. All right, let's try that. Let's subdivide the third box. And moving on down to the fourth box, we'll subdivide that one. All right, so by practicing each box and subdividing it and with the metronome, you're going to get really strong on your rhythm and being able to subdivide any beat that you want. And then when you're playing, you can kind of be a little more free with that. You can subdivide beats as you feel that the music calls for them. It doesn't have to be specific, or it doesn't have to be the same each measure. In the beginning, it can be, and that's a good way to start. But then you can just let it flow with the music. So let's try a combination where I'm going to subdivide on the first box or measure. I'm going to subdivide the second beat or second box, and then on the next measure, I'm going to subdivide the third beat, and that's really going to give me a longer rhythmic pattern, and there'll be more variation. It'll be a little more interesting. And I may every once in a while kind of fall out of that. I'm kind of getting into the music, but that's okay. It won't throw you out of time because you've established a really strong sense of the beat and you've practiced your subdivisions. So let's try that. I had to laugh at myself because I did fall out of what I had prescribed, but that's okay. It's still in time, and you're making music. But try that if you just are starting out with rhythm playing and you're not sure where to go next. Take it step by step. Work with your metronome; it's very important, and then practice just subdividing one beat. Get that down. Try a different beat, and it's really going to develop your playing in time, your listening. All right, the metronome is like playing in a band. You don't have all the different tone colors, but you are forced to listen to what's happening and adjust in time. All right, so if you're interested in the sheet music for the strum patterns, if that would be helpful, just check out the website. There's a PDF file that has these strumming patterns. I think it's called Strumming Patterns number 1. And it just breaks these down and you can see them visually. Well, I hope this helps, and until next time, I'm Scott with GuitarAndBass.com.